The round of 16 for the men, and you're in for a treat because we've got a replay of the 2021 Margaret River Pro Final to kick things off. Filipe Toledo will take on Jordy Smith, two of the highest scoring surfers at this venue, and we look forward to seeing what they can bring to the party. Ronnie Blakey here on the Harvey Norman host set with Felicity Palmatier and Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew. And Felicity, I'm going to get your thoughts first. Who wins this battle between these two veterans?
Jordy knew that that one Filipe was having a sniff at wasn't going to be a great wave, but Jordy's on the inside here and he's having a look.
Yeah, taking off deep. He's going to try and make the most of this first section. Drives up into the pocket. Beautiful swoop to get started. And really did maximise the points on offer out of that first section. So really positive signs for the first ride from Jordy. He's going to put up a pretty reasonable score. We'll see what kind of reply we can get out of Filipe in a moment. He's going to assume priority on the outside. Oh, for sure. New round, new heat. They'll set that scale. But really, you know, with every heat, it's a game of comparisons. And they'll be comparing what Filipe is able to do with what Jordy does here, and that'll determine, you know, the scale. But yeah, I think they'll leave a little bit in the tank here after this ride. Beautiful opening turn. He finished this wave off extremely well, but both these surfers are capable of multiple maneuvers, you know, high risk turns with a...
I think they'll probably leave a little bit in the tank. Filipe up and riding.
Yeah, last year's world champion just whips through that first turn. Big section here. Pushes hard on the back foot. He's going to get a third move in as well. So that's what he needed. Jordy scores coming through to be expected. They're going to fall around the 6-point range. Filipe getting an extra turn in. His wave maybe not quite as tall, but that second move, Bugs, just so strong. He is absolutely ferocious when he pushes on that back foot.
Yeah, look, there's a real difference in the way that these two surf. I mean, straight away there is a different sort of speed that Filipe is surfing this wave at compared to Jordy. They're two very different contrasting styles. I really do like this opening wave from Filipe though. Surfed so fast and in the pocket, and yeah, managing to get an extra manoeuvre compared to what Jordy had. Jordy had 2 on his opening wave. Filipe got 3. Look at this first turn here, and it was really fast out of lip, and look how high he actually hit that first section. I mean, I don't think you can get any higher for it to be a carving manoeuvre. It was pretty beautiful, and then straight up into this second section and sort of changing things up a bit of a layback jam in the lip, and finished strong too on the inside here. So I like the look of this wave from Filipe.
Yeah, this is the world champion in a peak performance. He's already under the pump. He's got priority. This next wave for Jordy Smith is critical.
It's going to be Toledo, though, looking to back up the 817 up into this first section. Clean swoop again to get started. Fading back to the very trough of this wave to set up a bit more of a vertical line through the inside. This wave is, you know, really tricky to juice points out of with all that foam on the face. But for the 27-year-old, he makes pretty good work of it and gets another solid finish. It's not going to match the 817, but it'll extend the lead and put up a pretty reasonable requirement here for Jordy Smith now. 33 minutes to go as he climbs on the back of the Red Bull ski there. The replay here, Bugs.
Yeah, interesting. Smaller wave here by Filipe. Kind of goes to work on it early. The wave really gets fat here, but he goes straight for the lip, and that's what he can do. So, and then he gets a bit of variety. And then from here on in, I really don't see any more points in this for him. Now, this is like, okay, in the 70s, you might have got a couple of points for this one.
Just straighten out. Jumped off the back of his board. Filipe Toledo dropped off by the Red Bull Jet.
3 different kind of moves on a medium-sized waves, nothing too outrageous, but I did think it was a purposeful thing. He wanted to get something like that 6 to really put Jordy under the pump.
He's up again. He managed to get priority from Jordy Smith. And he's tapped into this one, just a little funky this ride, but Kaipo was watching things unfold. How did that happen, Kipes?
Yeah, so Jordy took off under the lip a little bit too deep, was able to hop off, sprint paddle back to the takeoff zone, and regain priority. So it was a priority error for Jordy Smith. However, I don't think Filipe Toledo executed on that. So priority back to Jordy. No harm, no foul for the big South African at the moment. And he's got 29 minutes for a comeback, and looks like he needs a 7.6 in order to do that.
Yeah, thank you, Kaipo. Yeah, the wave didn't pan out for Toledo, and it's a good thing for Jordy because he got off to an incredible start on that one.
It was a lucky break for Jordy.
I almost guarantee you Filipe Toledo's, well, not almost, I do. I guarantee that he's going to drop the 6.03 at some point and replace it with something greater. So Jordy needs to really dig into this one. Let's see what the South African can do. Been an incredibly consistent performer on the CT. Has big moves, but he's unable to finish this one off. It was a very tricky end section. He actually did really well just to project out onto the flats and kind of get away from that whitewater that was coming together, but wasn't quite able to stick it. So you know that Medina and Toledo are going to keep adding to that tally over time. And Jordy's just trying to reclaim that winning feeling. Had his last victory back in 2016. And here's a replay of that last ride. So close to getting the completion at the end there.
Yeah, and again, like that first turn, you know, a big swooping turn out of the roof of the wave. And again, he comes around this second part, and this middle part really not offering much. And he would have felt the pressure. He would have gone, I've got to extend this way above the lip line, but there's the converging foam balls flick.
Yeah, I mean, he did do really well to get out in front and kind of get to the section a bit quicker. I noticed that he touched his rail too, just to give himself a little bit more stability.
You can invest a lot into this next ride, Jordy, as far as his wave selection goes. But he needs 2 rides. Feels like he's got to kind of dirty it up to mix in a couple of big scores against the Brazilian. Here goes Toledo now, trying to get rid of this 6.03. Bit of foam on the face, just glides through the first turn. Now looks to add some risk to the program, but doesn't ride out of that one, loses contact. So digging through the evidence, you can see too that there's years with niggling injuries. Jordy's had to overcome a few of those that actually held him back from competing in the Tokyo Olympics. So, you know, he might just be surfing his way back into true Jordy Smith form, but he's going to need something big now. Filipe Toledo warming up on this one. Trying to better a 6.03 section, standing up on the inside. Again, I mean, just an attacking turn on a section that probably didn't need it, but this guy just refuses to surf safe.
It almost looked like he was in 2 minds, like, hang on a sec, am I getting ready to go for an air here, or am I just going to finish this strong? But we have someone looking out the back. Yeah.
And it is Jordy. So he can still turn it with a single ride at this stage. Still waiting on Filipe's last score to come through, but look at the big hammer that Jordy's dropped there.
You know, this is worthy of a celebration.
Isn't it what? Look, a bit more in it, that first turn, which is what he kind of missed on the opening exchange, but the finish this time is huge. And it was almost in his favour, Bugs, that he didn't have too much time to think about what he was going to do between turns. It made it a really seamless combo.
Oh, God, that first turn's so scintillating. Look at this. He's hanging in by his toes here. Classic Jordy layback. And his back foot just hanging on. Wow. This is just something else. Great recovery.
Having the 6'3" Jordy Smith chase you around the lineup here at Main Break Margaret River. Here he goes now. Whoa, putting everything on the line, but unable to climb back on top of his board. Still got time.
Wow, he had the full attention of Toledo.
This is an event that Medina hasn't favoured when he considers the contests on the CT schedule, but he's looking really engaged in that battle at the moment. When he gets to his feet, he looks super live.
But you've got to look at what the wall is doing, like down the line, and that wall there just had a big taper. But a lot of the sets we've seen this morning in the last sort of hour are actually tapering off.
Yeah, Leo managed to get priority back though, so nothing lost there. As we see Jordy on the attack, he makes this one. Great first turn. This wave's breaking in two though, and Jordy's going to get swamped on the end section by that white water, trying his best to hang on, but you know, with no speed, it's a near impossible task to ride out of those rapids.
And this first move here is so Jordy, it's amazing. Yeah, incredible layback at speed. And see, he has to go onto the back half of this wave. kind of nearly forced to go up early.
You cannot beat surfers like Italo, Filipe, Medina, John Florence if you're not throwing moves like this. And it's great to see Jordy make this one stick. Such a bummer for him that he didn't get the opportunity to throw a finishing turn on this wave.
You know, most of the time when you go up early and go for the layback, it works in your favour. He kind of just got caught up the top there and then came down with the convergence.
I mean, he had some real moments in this heat. He's got a score on the way. That was a dynamic turn.
God, it was an incredible turn. Was it a 6.5 point turn though?
Yeah, we're going to wait and see. You got to think back to Felipe's 6.03.
Yeah.
That was a single turn.